Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carole Baskin from Big Cat Rescue, and I am on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap? Great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.
The number one sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. Never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
So, born in Texas, what was childhood like growing up?
I didn't actually grow up there. I was born at the Lackland Air Force Base, but my father was only in the service for one term, so we came back to Tampa after that.
Oh, okay. Our stats were wrong there, Ryan.
I know. First one out the gate, and we already got a wrong stat.
I was born in Texas.
Yeah.
When did you fall in love for cats, and when did it all start?
You know, a couple of years ago, People magazine was asking for a photograph of me when I was a child. And so I was looking through some old family albums and I pulled out a picture. It was the first picture my parents had ever taken of me after bringing me home from the hospital. And my mother's holding me and my father's holding a cat. And on the back of the picture, it said the cat's name was Tiger. So I think it was probably in the stars.
Yeah,
okay.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about wildlife on Easy Street, which then became Big Cat Rescue?
Yeah, it was never anything that I set out to do. My goal from the time that I was a child was to rescue domestic cats from being killed in shelters due to overpopulation. But I had spent a lot of time in veterinary offices. And if a bobcat gets hit by a car, a vet can usually fix him up in 30 minutes to an hour, but then you're talking months of healing. And so they would ask me to take these cats home and rehabilitate them and then release them, which I did since I was like 17 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there is nothing more wicked than a bobcat. I absolutely love them. They are the toughest animal on the planet. Nobody would ever have names like tigers or lions for their sports teams. They would all go for bobcats if they knew anything about bobcats.
Yeah. That's different. Do you have a favorite movie?
A favorite
movie?
Yes, Memento.
Okay. That's a good one. Do you have a favorite type of cat? Is it the bobcat?
It's the bobcat.
Okay.
And if you could sit down for dinner with anyone famous, who, other than yourself, I mean, you're a big star nowadays, but if you could sit down for dinner with anyone famous, who's dead or alive?
I'm glad you said dead or alive. Albert Einstein.
There you
go. Perfect. That's the best one, the smartest guy around.
Yeah, exactly.
I just would love to listen to him talk about, how he thinks, how his mind works.
What music makes you happy, or what do you listen to?
My husband says I like the sound of whales in space. I kind of like that ethereal kind of music.
Okay.
Okay, where did your slogan come from? The "Hey, all cool cats and kittens."
That started a few years ago because I do something at the sanctuary called the Daily Big Cat, where I recap what's happened at the sanctuary that day. And I would always start it out by saying something along those lines. And it seems like, I'm thinking it was like in 2016 that I finally landed on that one line that I started using from there going forward.
Okay. And the whole Tiger King documentary, when did the idea start about it?
Well, they came to us about 5 years before Tiger King came out, and they said what they were working on was Blackfish for big cats. Did you guys ever see Blackfish?
No, I can't say I did.
No, I don't.
You probably know about it even if you didn't see it, because it was the documentary that then caused SeaWorld to pretty much have to shut down all of the things they were doing to orcas.
Yes, of course. I did see that.
Yeah.
And that's what we were told that we were working on for big cats, because we believed if people knew how cruel the cub petting is and how it always leads to misery for the mother cats and for the cubs, and how they end up being killed for their parts and mistreated, nobody would ever pay to have their picture made with the cubs. So we were happy to work with them for years. And they kept saying, they were getting all this great stuff and they were really going to bring out this film that was going to finally put an end to all of the abuse. And then about a week or two before the show came out, you know how the teasers and such will come out about a week or so ahead of time?
Yeah.
And everybody in the movie industry knows each other. And so we saw this advertisement for something called what was it called? Was it Joe Exotic? Joe Exotic, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness. And we called them up and we were like, who's doing that show? What is that about? And they all of a sudden didn't want to talk about it anymore. And so we were just shocked that that was what they came up with after all of those years of work and something that we really thought was going to do something for the animals.
Wow, that's crazy that they would do that to you. And when did you actually catch on that they did that? That they were trying to portray you as the bad guy?
Well, we binge watched it like everybody else did.
Yeah.
And because we kept thinking, surely they're going to tell the truth at some point. They're not going to just leave all of these lies and rumors hanging in the air. And that's exactly what they did, because I think it was something that sold and that they found to be a profitable, I don't even know what the word is that I'm looking for, venture. And there was just no reason for them to ever come forward with the truth of the matter. And that's why we created a page at bigcatrescue.org/Netflix, because we had given them all of the evidence that they needed to show that, the thing about the handwriting experts and stuff. We had 3 expert handwriting companies back in 1998 look at all of the documents, and they said these were Dawn's signatures. And so for them to say, she forged all these documents, and the reason we know this is because this one person came forward and said that she wasn't a witness. Well, what they didn't say is that one person, the year that she came up with that and said that she wasn't a witness, was the same year that she started doing business with Doc Antle. So, she had a really good reason to want to throw me under the bus and lie about me, but they didn't show that. So there were just so many things like that throughout the show that we felt like it was something we needed to go through, every single allegation and put the evidence out there.
Exactly. Lies upon lies upon lies.